Welcome back to another episode of Health Hack as I continue talking to you about the power of your unconscious mind and some really cool tools that we can use to access the unconscious mind to create the change that you want to make in your life and have it be easy and effortless. So, today I want to talk to you about Swish. This Swish technique is used when we want to create a better way of life. And so you may have a behavior that you get triggered into that you no longer want to do. It could be something like there's a trigger that makes you start biting your nails. Perhaps there's a trigger that has you not making your bed. Perhaps there's a trigger that has you not taking out the garbage. There's so many little triggers in our life that have us behave in certain ways that have been formed in our unconscious mind for years and years and years. And they create this neurological pathway that when the trigger happens, the brain does this. The trigger happens, the brain does this. So it takes us down this response path every single time. And many people are talking about let's get rid of our triggers. But let's be real. Life happens. We're always going to have the triggers. Instead of trying to focus on getting rid of the trigger, let's have the trigger have us take a new path. So instead of going that way, we're now going to go this way. Not that way, this way. Let's not go that way anymore. Let's go this way. And that's what we can do in terms of creating new neurology for you. So instead of, waking up and getting out of, pressing snooze too many times and then getting out of bed, not having time to make your bed, rushing to get dressed, etc., etc. If you're somebody that wants to be making your bed, we figure out what the trigger is. Maybe it's the second time you hit snooze. What we work together to figure out exactly what that trigger is that has you go down that path of not making your bed, and then we then work to switch that trigger to have you go down the path of making your bed. Or the trigger that has you start biting your fingernails, we figure out what that trigger is, and we have you do something else instead. So I love this technique just because of the results that it gets for clients who are trying to create a new, more compelling future, change habits. It can be done in a very short amount of time, is incredibly powerful. And so if you have some trigger that has you behave in some way that you no longer want to behave that way, then reach out because we can shift that trigger into having you behave in the way that you want to behave without you having to rely on willpower, which we know doesn't work. New Year's resolutions are done already for 2024. Most people have already fallen off them. Stop working with our willpower, which is entirely housed in the conscious mind. Let's start working with our imagination and the power of our unconscious mind to rewire our neurology to get different results. So if you want different results, reach out. Melissa@yourguidedhealthjourney.com.